Princess Leonor's in Denmark, royal fans react to arrival from Spain. The world had already been captivated by Princess Leonor's life, the poised young heir of Spain, growing up under the gaze of millions, balancing duty and youthful ambition. Royals have always traveled across borders, meeting their counterparts in other kingdoms. Such visits are formal, expected, ceremonial. Audiences know the routine: handshakes, smiles, speeches, carefully orchestrated photos. But when Princess Leonor arrived in Denmark, the response shattered every expectation. Because this was not just a diplomatic visit. It was a revelation. A moment where a young future queen revealed herself not only as a figure of tradition, but as a personality with her own voice, her own presence, and a magnetic charm that left the world, royal watchers and ordinary citizens alike, utterly captivated. The shock. It wasn't her elegance, nor her poise. It was how completely the public reacted, and what they saw in her that no one had anticipated. People expected a formal ceremony, a quiet procession, and polite interactions. Instead, what unfolded was a spectacle of humanity, emotion, and even controversy. From the moment she stepped off the plane in Copenhagen, Leonor carried an aura that was both regal and approachable. Cameras flashed, reporters whispered, and yet she moved with an ease that made it seem as though she had been here not just as an heir, but as a bridge between two nations. But Denmark was more than a backdrop. It was a test. The Danish royal family, deeply steeped in centuries of tradition, had welcomed countless foreign dignitaries. Some arrived with grandeur but left little impact. Others carried weighty titles but little warmth. How would they receive Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, the young woman who carries the hopes of her nation? What unfolded was extraordinary. Crowds lined the streets, cheering not only for royalty but for Leonor herself. Children waved Spanish flags alongside Danish ones, journalists scribbled furiously, and social media erupted with live images capturing every expression. In that moment, it was clear, she had touched hearts across borders in a way no formal diplomacy could achieve. And yet, beneath the applause and smiles, subtle tensions surfaced. European royals are often observers of one another, quietly weighing influence, alliances, and public perception. Some courtiers noted with surprise how effortlessly Leonor engaged with the Danish royals, how natural her conversations seemed, how instantly she fit into the fabric of another monarchy without losing her own identity. Questions arose: could this young princess already be redefining royal diplomacy? Was this a glimpse of the modern monarchy she would one day lead? The visit included the expected formalities: receptions, state banquets, guided tours of palaces. But Leonor transformed each event into a human moment. In the grand halls of Amalienborg Palace, she laughed genuinely at a private joke. She expressed curiosity about Danish traditions, showing knowledge beyond what one might expect from a royal visitor. And when she walked among the public, she reached out, smiled, and acknowledged every gesture of admiration, turning a scripted visit into a heartfelt experience. But what truly captured attention were the subtle, unscripted moments. A shared glance with Crown Prince Frederik during a private conversation. A quiet compliment offered to a young Danish page. A gesture of respect toward Denmark's history and culture that resonated far beyond what cameras could capture. Observers began to realize that Leonor was not merely performing royal duty, she was quietly asserting her role as a future queen who understands that monarchy is not only about ceremony, but about connection, empathy, and influence. Of course, not all reactions were purely celebratory. Some critics questioned whether such visibility was appropriate for someone still so young. Could a princess of just 18 navigate the weight of international scrutiny while preserving her dignity? Would this visit, celebrated by many, create rivalries or unintended expectations in the complex web of European royal relationships? Yet even controversy contributed to the fascination. Because every question raised only drew more attention to her charisma, her poise, and the quiet intelligence she displayed in every encounter. And with each new interaction, whether with Danish officials, the press, or the public, the world asked itself, who is this young woman who balances the gravitas of royalty with the warmth of humanity so effortlessly? The story of Leonor in Denmark is also a story of history repeating itself in subtle ways. Spain and Denmark share centuries of royal alliances, political negotiations, and cross-cultural marriages. Each visit between the two crowns carries echoes of the past. And now, with Leonor's presence, a new chapter is being written, a chapter where tradition and modernity meet, where expectations are challenged, and where a young princess steps forward with confidence, vision, and charm that transcends titles and protocol. By the end of her visit, the reaction was unanimous. Royal fans around the globe celebrated her arrival as more than a ceremonial visit. They saw a young leader who embodies the potential to bridge nations, inspire citizens, and redefine what it means to be a monarch in the 21st century. And as social media buzzed with videos, photos, and stories of her every move, a truth became clear: Princess Leonor is not just Spain's future queen. She is a global figure in the making, someone capable of leaving a mark wherever she goes, not through decree or privilege, but through presence, intelligence, and heart. And yet, even as the applause fades and the planes return her to Spain, questions linger. How will this visit shape her future relationships with other European royals? How will it influence her role as heir to the Spanish throne? And most importantly, what does this tell us about the evolving nature of monarchy itself? Because in every handshake, every smile, and every subtle gesture, Princess Leonor has shown that royalty is not only about legacy and titles, it is about people, connection, and the courage to lead with authenticity. Her journey to Denmark was more than a diplomatic visit. It was a statement, a revelation, and a testament to what the future of the Spanish monarchy could be. And as the world watched, one thing became undeniable: Princess Leonor has arrived, not just in Denmark, but on the global stage, and the world will never see her the same way again.